Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a massive evolution happening right now in the digital economy. If you're still thinking of Fiverr as that quirky little website where you pay $5 to get a slightly pixelated logo or, a generic voiceover, well, you're in for a pretty big shock. Since the pandemic boom, the platform has undergone a total structural transformation. We're going to map out exactly how and why Fiverr shifted from a budget marketplace to an absolute powerhouse hub for enterprise contracts, and more importantly, how technical professionals are capitalizing on this high-value pivot today.
Okay, let's dive into this. If you hang around freelance forums, you've probably seen the dramatic posts asking, "Is Fiverr dead?" Well, the short answer is absolutely not. But that entry-level $5 microtask marketplace, yeah, that is completely dead. We're looking at a fundamentally different ecosystem now, and understanding this shift is literally the only way to survive in it.
So, basic data entry, generic logo templates, simple manual QA, unspecialized blog writing, those are gone. And why do they die? Because generative AI and automated software tools made low-end freelancing completely obsolete. I mean, you don't need to pay someone $5 to write an email when ChatGPT does it instantly, right? But on the flip side, complex B2B solutions, custom AI orchestration, specialized video production, and high-level full-stack engineering, that is what's thriving right now. Businesses are absolutely desperate for these skills. They aren't looking for cheap labor anymore. They are looking for high-level technical problem solvers.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the math behind this transformation. Look at the inverse relationship here. Back in 2020, during the huge remote work boom, Fiverr had 3.4 million active buyers spending an average of $205. That generated about $189 million in revenue. Fast forward to the estimates for 2026, the total active buyers have actually dropped down to 2.7 million. But look at that revenue. It's skyrocketed to an estimated $430 million. Why? Because the average spend per buyer surged from $205 to nearly $370.
So the absolutely crucial point here is represented by this number, 58%. An estimated 58% of Fiverr's revenue now comes from accounts spending $500 or more. That is massive. Fiverr actively prioritizes these high-value solutions in their algorithm because higher ticket items just mean better margins and platform growth, even with fewer overall buyers. So fewer buyers are using the site, but the businesses that are there, they are dropping serious enterprise-level budgets to get specialized, high-ticket work done.
Section 1, Anatomy of Top Sellers, presenting high value. To really grasp this, we need to look at real top seller profiles to see exactly how they command these high-ticket prices.
Knowing that the big money is flowing toward complex solutions, look at someone like Joad. He's a top-rated full-stack AI engineer on the platform. He doesn't just put up a gig saying, "I build websites." No, he says, "I also rescue and migrate vibe-coded apps like Lovable, Bolt, Replit, V0 to clean Superbase backends." Do you see how incredibly specific that is? He is targeting a highly complex, very modern pain point. People are out there trying to build apps with AI, they're breaking them, and Jawad steps in as the high-end mechanic to fix and scale them. He's selling a very specific technical solution. And this brilliantly illustrates another winning tactic, positioning. Take Benz Baho, a Fiverr Pro AI developer. His profile says, "As a SaaS founder myself, I build scalable, production-ready software and stand behind it." He isn't positioning himself as some gig worker just waiting for instructions. He's positioning himself as a strategic partner, a peer, a founder who understands business outcomes. Enterprise clients love this because they want an architect, not just a bricklayer.
When you look at the technical capabilities of these modern top sellers, the breadth of talent they bring to the table is just massive. It goes way, way beyond basic HTML. They are deploying a modern tech arsenal. We're talking multiple languages like Python, React, and Rust. They're actively using AI agent IDEs like Cursor to code faster. They're training neural networks running YOLO custom object detection. They're even combining things like 3D rigging in Blender with advanced data automation. This kind of custom workflow orchestration, that is exactly what buyers gladly pay top dollar for today.
Section 2, Mastering the Seller Blueprint. Now let's pivot from the macro data and profile analysis to the micro strategy, exactly how a technically skilled person can execute on this today.
If you've got technical skills, here is the step-by-step new seller blueprint. Step 1, avoid broad gigs like, "I will write a Python script." Instead, target specific technical deliverables, like, "I will build an autonomous NEN workflow connected to your CRM." Step 2, use an authentic professional headshot with direct eye contact. It converts vastly better than a random logo. Step 3, price for velocity. I know we just talked about high-ticket items, but your very first basic package should be between $25 and $50. And finally, step 4, prioritize getting 5 unique buyers over 1 repeat buyer. This is super important because the platform's level progression system heavily weighs your count of unique clients.
Now, you might be wondering why Step 3 tells you to underprice your highly technical skills initially. Well, it's because you must capitalize on what's called the honeymoon period. This is a temporary algorithmic boost that Fiverr gives to brand new gigs and search results to gather baseline performance data. You have a very short window of high visibility, so you must price low temporarily to accumulate quick 5-star ratings and establish a strong initial success score while the algorithm is actively pushing you in front of buyers. Once you have those reviews, then you hike the price up to match your real enterprise value. But you have to be careful here because even if you get those public 5-star reviews, you can still fall into the private feedback trap. This is a serious reality check about Fiverr's ranking game. Fiverr relies heavily on a success score that scales from 1 to 10, and this score factors in private feedback that buyers submit confidentially. If your client leaves a glowing 5-star public review but privately tells Fiverr your communication was poor or you needed excessive revisions, your success score will absolutely tank, and your search visibility, it'll vanish. So you absolutely have to define the project scope perfectly upfront.
Section 3. Managing the money flow. Let's move to and see how this builds into our final logistical payoff, getting your high-ticket payments securely.
Okay, so you've captured the enterprise client, you've survived the private feedback loop. Now, how do you actually get paid internationally? Let's map this chronological journey using an international seller in Sri Lanka as a real-world example of how seamless this is. At point 1, day 1, the client pays Fiverr directly in USD up front. You never have to chase an invoice. At point 2, while you're doing the hard technical work, Fiverr acts as an escrow, holding the funds safely. Point 3, once the project is marked complete, you use Payoneer as a digital bridge to collect that USD internationally. And finally, point 4, those converted funds land directly into your local bank account. And the best part? Local accounts, like in Sri Lanka, don't even need a minimum balance. It can sit at 0 cost while you're waiting for your first massive payout.
The data doesn't lie, guys. The $5 micro gig era is completely dead, wiped out by automated systems and AI. But in its ashes, a highly lucrative enterprise-level digital economy has risen, and it is absolutely desperate for strategic problem solvers. The money is there, the infrastructure is there. The only question left is, how will you adapt your skill set to stop competing at the bottom and start dominating the new high-ticket gig economy? Think about it. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.